So Porsche, in their infinite Germanic wisdom, decided to make fixing the idle air control valve or the vacuum lines that run to it on these 924S and 944 Porsches a little bit difficult.
Und I got it! Verputz the idle air control valve underneath the intake. Wunderbar.
Oh, it's cold outside. I have got a vacuum leak in the Porsche, which means I'm going to be spending my weekend working on this thing. Got the power washer out here and I'm going to do it real quick for the weekend. I can't hold the camera, so we'll come back to me being done. Oh, it's nice and frozen. Man, it's cold outside. It already froze. What's up, everybody? Well, it's cold. So I have a vacuum leak, and if you have a 924S or 944, you are probably going to run into one of these eventually. You can hear it shaking and rattling, and that's how it sounds when it's cold. Basically, a couple months ago, all of a sudden it started running rough when I started it when it was cold, and also I noticed when I floored it, gave it all the gas and like took off, and gave it all the power, I could smell a little bit of oil, basically like engine smell coming up through the heater vent blower fan, and then I could smell it in here. It only lasted for a little while, and it must have something to do with the, there's pressure instead of vacuum when you're at full throttle, and so, it must puff out and I could smell it. So I was planning to do like a smoke test or some sort of a vacuum test, pressurize the intake, and see if I could find where the leak was. But I actually was able to see the leak. It turns out that one of the hoses, vacuum hoses underneath the intake manifold, the super fancy one that if you were to buy the hose from Porsche, it costs $536, I think it is, which is insane for a rubber hose. Yeah, that hose on my motor is cracked. So I gotta set the light down, but this vacuum hose down inside of here, you can't see because it's dark. I'll get the light. I can feel a crack down lower in that hose. And also you can tell it's leaking because this hose is oily. Like I can feel that there's been oil coming out of it. So yeah, I have to fix it. That's John. But anyway, so I'm gonna defrost this thing and get out of here, and we'll talk about this when I get home. Boy, that sounds great. That sounds funny. Must have some ice on it. We made it. As you can see, I've got a lot of parts. I ordered a can of stuff to touch up my interior, some cavity wax with some long wands to spray in the quarter panels, actually the rocker panels. My hose kit, this is a kit we're going to be installing today. I've got a generic aftermarket IAC valve. I think that's what this is. Let's open this stuff up and see. I think this is the generic IAC valve. Yeah, that's it. And hopefully whatever's shaking in there is normal. These are intake manifold gaskets. They also came in a set of hoses. This is funny. Boghaus, they got the iron cross on the... That was the intake manifold gaskets. Seems slightly Nazi-ish or something. So let's take a look at this kit and see what it looks like. So they sell this kit on 944online.com. I bought it off eBay because it ended up being a couple of bucks cheaper that way. Not really sure why. Ooh, plastic hose. So it comes with the intake manifold gaskets. It's just a receipt, 173 bucks. So these are the hoses, and they give you new German clamps. This is the one that's cracked, and the thing is this hose from Porsche is $500 and some just for this hose, which is like ridiculous. I decided to go with this set because it's silicone. Obviously they're aftermarket, they're not Porsche hoses. I can't imagine how much you would spend if you wanted to buy all these hoses from Porsche. I assume they sell all the hoses, but you'd probably you'd be spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars, that's for sure. Just because this hose is $500 some dollars. I mean, it is a complicated hose. It's kind of weird, but still 500 some bucks. So let's start working on this thing. They're saying to remove the fuel pump fuse and then just run it out of gas. I'll just pull that fuse and then run it out of gas real quick. I just went and got my freaking keys. What do I do with them? We got this little fuse tool. It's kind of handy. Just stick it on there and twist it, and then you can pull down on the fuse. Like that. I guess that's it. Alright, well, it says to disconnect the battery, so I guess we'll do that. If I get it off of here. That is just a 13, I believe. You can see I've got that battery tender on here. I have to come up with a better way of mount. Well, actually, it's mounted fine. I need to run the wires better. I don't like the way this sticks up, so I can't cover it with my rubber thing. That's what she said. Come on, baby. Alright, battery disconnected. Remove air intake hose between airflow sensor and throttle body. I guess they're talking about this. Rather than break apart the one-time hose clamps that are connected to the bottom of this corrugated tube, I'm going to pull out the air box instead so I don't have to disconnect the clamps that are connected to the bottom of that corrugated tube. This thing could get cracked too, so you probably want to be careful with it. I'm just loosening up the clamps for the time being. I'm going to separate the one end from the airflow sensor. I don't think you need to take the air box out, but it might make it easier. And then decided to just get in there and take the air box out first. You could disconnect the clamps that are connected to that elbow, but then you're going to have to come up with a new clamp for some of that. There's like a steel pipe that's attached to the bottom of that elbow, and if you don't want to take that apart, then you can do it like this. Otherwise, just get some new clamps and then pull that corrugated elbow off and replace the clamps when you're putting everything back together. That rubber cap there on the end is what I didn't feel like taking apart, so I left that, and there's a small steel tube underneath there that I left connected also. You have to remove the throttle cable, so I just took the cable off the cam there, and then I decided to remove the whole bracket from the intake manifold. That way you don't have to adjust the throttle cable when you put it back together, and it'll be easier to clean the intake when I got it off the car. That's the cable for the cruise control module, and then I'm taking off a bracket there for some of the wire connections. On my engine, the plastic cover that covers the injector harness, the clips broke, so my harness is just zip tied for now, but you would remove that cover first if you have yours, and then next we're going to take off the injector harness. You have to get in there and remove the little wire clips. They're like little square wire snaps. And there are little square gaskets that are underneath there, so when you pull the plugs off of the injectors, be careful so you don't lose any of those little gaskets. Does anybody see my pliers? Found it. I think somebody replaced the fuel hose on that section of hose there on my car, so the way that it bolts onto the regulator there is not exactly stock. You can see there's a fuel injection hose clamp on there. Somebody spliced a fuel line in here. So all I've got to do is just undo this clamp right here. And I think that that's not stock. So I'm just loosening up that fuel injection hose clamp first. And then once the hose clamp is loose, I'm just spinning the fitting until the fuel hose is disconnected from that regulator. That secondary one there, the return line, I believe that's normal just to have a clamp like that. Vacuum hose off the back of this thing. I don't even have to pry it, it just pulls off. Pull the vacuum hose off of this, like that. And then you just remove the 4 bolts that hold the rail down to the top of the engine. Okay. I meant to pull this spark plug off. I meant spark plug wire. It says to pull all the spark plugs off, but is this one going through? It is going through there. I don't know if they make a tool for this. I bet they do. I bet that's what comes in the tool kit from Porsche. I bet is that thing to grab onto the spark plugs. I don't want to break it. I could pull it off of the cap and just feed it through. I think I'm gonna do that. So I didn't get a toolkit that comes with that tool that helps you remove the spark plug wire from the top of the plugs. And I thought it was just the one spark plug wire that fed through the rail there, and I could get away with just removing that one wire, and then I wouldn't have to remove the spark plug wires from the tops of the spark plugs themselves. Oh, all of these are going through here? Shit. I didn't know all of them were going through there. Doggone it. But it turned out that all the wires did run through the rail. Maybe I will just pull them off the cap then. This is probably silly, but I just don't want to wreck them. I'm going to mark the wires really quick before I... And on top of that, it actually isn't too difficult to pop the spark plug wires off the top of the plugs without breaking the wires. So in the end, I should have just pulled all the spark plug wires off the top of the plugs, but I'm doing it this long way and pulling all the wires off the cap, and then gonna feed them through that way instead. So if you're gonna do this, just get underneath there with your fingers and pop the wires off the top of the plugs. I'm gonna have to remove a couple of the wires from the top of the plugs anyway, so when you're doing this, just get under there and remove those spark plug wires from the spark plugs. There's a fuel row. Bada bing, bada boom. So I gotta take off this plug. There's a few more plugs that still need to be unplugged here, and they all have those same style injector type clamps that go around them. Here in the hose. They're like a thin wire clamp that wraps around the plug. Just be careful, either make sure they're snapped back on the plug so they don't get lost, or take them off and save them until you put it back together and then put them back on that way. Oh, look at that. You can see the crack in that hose right there. Definitely cracked, that's for sure. That's actually another crack in the same hose that I showed at the beginning. Here I'm just removing it from that sensor that goes in the top of the intake. I don't want to lose this hose clamp. I'm going to put it on the bench. And next you have to unbolt the dipstick tube bracket. 10mm wrench. So I'm unbolting that from the intake, unscrewing the bolt, and then putting the bolt back in so I know where it is. Pulling out the dipstick first, and then removing the tube from the block. This looks like a bolt down here. Yes, it is. It's 13. There's a bracket underneath the intake manifold that bolts to the engine block and then bolts to the intake. And you have to remove the bolt, and then there's actually another bolt that holds that bracket to the block. Maybe I'll loosen that up just because that bracket is kind of tight against there. And I recommend unbolting that too, because that way you can swing the bracket out of the way a little bit, and it's easier to get the intake free that way. That bracket's loose now. I'm just loosening up that clamp a little bit more, and then there's still some vacuum lines and hoses connected to the intake. There's one hose still connected. Actually, there's still two hoses connected, but I'm gonna unsnap that clip there and then start removing the bolts from the intake. All right, this is a H6. Is that it? Seems like it. Alright, I think I should be able to break this sucker free. It says you're supposed to hit it with a rubber mallet. Oh, just like that. Now I know I've got the hose connected to here still. Can I pull this off right now? Ow! Oh, there's a hose back there. I can see it. Connected. I gotta get that off. Well, if I could hold the camera steady, you could see the top of the hose clamp that I gotta take off of there. Got another hose right here I gotta take off. And that's the vacuum hose that connects to the brake booster. So I'm just unscrewing that clamp and pulling it off. Alright, that one's off. Oh, it's just that other hose on the bottom there. I can see why you're supposed to pull the spark plugs. Again, I should have said spark plug wires. So how do you get to that? I guess you swing the manifold up. Oh, I got a vacuum line in here still. Okay. So I'm over on the other side now, and you need a flat-headed screwdriver to unscrew the clamp on that hose. What do I do with my little screwdriver? Where's my little screwdriver? Put it back. Huh. What do you know? Actually put something back. You definitely need a short, flat-headed screwdriver to undo this clamp. And the one that I've got has rubber grips on it that makes it easier to hold on to the screwdriver when you're trying to unloosen stuff. So I'm just loosening up that clamp, and then I'm prying it off of the intake. I got it. All right. Of course, I have to feed a couple of those wires through the ports, and then I'm just removing the intake. Okay. Woo! So there it is. Some of the gaskets came off in one piece, but were stuck to the manifold. Some of the gaskets stuck to the head, and then some of them ripped in half. And you want to be careful when you pull it off because you don't want any of that stuff to fall down into the valves. So if you are going to pull your intake, I would get in there with compressed air if you have it, and blow out as much of the dust and crap as you can, so that when you pull the intake off, nothing falls down inside there. Alright, well there it is. The intake is off. Next episode we are going to clean up these surfaces without damaging the soft aluminum, cut and install some new plastic vacuum lines, install the new upgraded silicone hoses along with a new idle air control valve, bolt on the intake manifold with some new gaskets, and see how this thing idles. If you haven't, you should hit that subscribe button, and shout out to my subscribers. I hope you guys are doing good. And if you have any questions or just want to leave a comment, go ahead and leave it down in the comments section. I really enjoy reading your guys' comments. All right, guys, see you next time.